I'm giving different types of evidence so that you see that one evidence will support one hypothesis, another evidence will support another hypothesis. Okay, so therefore some of these evidence will support the decisions are made within the household, and some of the evidence will tell you it's because of the external factors as well, okay? Or it could be cultural factors. Okay. So lastly, the policy interventions, the access to the credit market for income generating activities. Yes, the microcredit. The last evidence that I showed you, which is basically if you can offer, if you can create or expand the access to the credit market, both for the males and females, then these households can achieve the Y-star level of income, and once they achieve this threshold level of income, they will ensure both equity and efficiency at the same time. Okay, so they are not bad. Okay, not for instance all those the men or the household head, they treat their children unequally. As I say, the households are averse to inequality. They don't like inequality, but it is the situation, it is the resource constraint, it is the credit market imperfection, it is the labor market imperfection, or it could be the cultural factors. So all these things contribute to this inequality. So if you can widen the access to the credit market so that these households can engage themselves in income generating activities, whether the male members or the female members, it doesn't matter, when they can improve their income and reach the Y-star threshold level of income, then possibly we will expect a more equality in the resource allocation. The male and female, daughter and son, everybody will be treated equally, as we said in the previous evidence, that it improves the health status of the boys and girls equally. Okay? Now, so that's one. Secondly, there will be some regulations, and these regulations will basically will address the labor market imperfection. You can have regulation in terms of minimum wage rate. You can have anti-discriminatory law, and so on. So that also you can address some of the external factors which can ultimately affect the household decision making as well. Okay. Thirdly, you can change the inheritance law, because the inheritance law is sometimes it is determined by the cultural factors, sometimes it is due to the religious factors. Okay, so the inheritance law sometimes work against certain groups. For example, in Ethiopia, the location, the ethnicity, and the religious differences can have a stronger impact on husbands and the wife's asset. So it's not just the culture; it could be the location within a country. It is the location of the household. It is the ethnicity of the household, and it is also what sort of religion they practice. So all these things can affect how each of these households can distribute resources among their son and daughter and the husband and wife and so on. Okay? So if someone is belonging to a particular ethnic group, because of that ethnicity, they will get less. Okay? But if you can have some uniformity in this inheritance law, then we can improve this distribution of the assets, the land, and therefore that may ensure, not only it will ensure the access to the credit market, because it will also ensure your bargaining power or your decision making power within the household. So don't see credit as a tool, don't see the asset or the inheritance as a tool for access to the credit market. It mainly empowers the owners of these inherited land. It enables them to have more bargaining power and more decision-making power within the household. Okay. And lastly, I gave the example of this South African state pension, which is the direct support to the victims of the such allocation, because sometimes, even if you have got the credit market, even if you improve the labor market, let's see these South African pension scheme, which we'll discuss in greater details in the tutorial. This type of scheme is needed so that you can target the victims directly, because think about the elderly people who are being discriminated by the household. Even if you remove the household, even if you remove the labor market imperfection, a 65 years old will not participate in the labor market. So even if the labor market is equal, it will not address their problem. Okay? So therefore, and they are not part of the inheritance law as well. So the access, and they will not participate in the credit market either. So besides this credit market, labor market, inheritance law, you need some direct support to address those who cannot be covered by this type of policy measures. So one policy measure is the South African state pension to the poor elderly, both the men and female. Okay? So we'll discuss more about the South African pension schemes, what's the intervention they make, what is the structure, and how does it impact the household distribution